So it was not the Igbos that demanded for separation. It was the Hausas that started it. They said they want to secede. They started the agitation, the Araba movement. They wanted to leave Nigeria by all means. But this guy told them to stay. And they stayed in Nigeria. That was why the independence of Nigeria was delayed from 1953 to 1960. So, during this period, they started buying Igbos everywhere. So he lingered for a very long time. A normal Igbo man, no problem. Ojukwu was begging them, you go back. A decision he regretted until when he died.
Igbo Chineke na kel machezi mapụrụ cheke na kwa mmụọ n'ụbọchị nke taata biko na nwere ihe sọka bịa kwuo okwu na ya. Maka na mgbe m fọ this video mgbe na-asị kezi mgbe nke anụ nwame because ever since mbido imago na amala ihe mere mgbe 1966 anụbeghị maka this Araba movement. Kedu ihe omeno Araba n'ugwu Hausa na Hausa ihe omeno ka ikewa. So mgbe m bịa sị na da so you better check gịnị mere na 1966 na Nigeria, the whole historical movement in na 1966 ihe na-afụ Coup egbu onye egburu onye Igbo mee nke Igbo mere nke ọzọ. Mana this particular statement is missing in the line unless a type ya before he wepụtara gị. So iwe na-ajụ sị kedu ihe mee ji na wipe na-achọ ka ọbụna na-achọ history is automatically is almost gone in our school education. Anyị na-amụ history ndị ọcha, anyị na-amụ history ndị ọzọ, anyị na-amụ history ndị obodo ọzọ. Asị gị the longest river in the world, the nke one, the first black president in America, the first British Guinea one. Mana the history me na Nigeria na ha akụzi ya na Nigeria. Most of ndị n'obodo Igbo na study ihe me na Nigeria, mana anyị nọ Nigeria ya mara ihe me na Nigeria. This Araba, this chantment Araba no has to go down as one of the most the most feared word in the 1960s era. So even as gini me eji sebo okwu Nigeria under Osabuzo wetibe mkpuke kewa ihe omeno ka ikewa. So before ha na asige baro zamoraba emala na gini me that no enwere ihe ha melo me ha jiwe choipo. And they are I celebrate in 1960 as our independent. Ije check ihe mere na Nigeria in 1966. Nigeria kwesibo that day kai kwesidi na celebrate independence here. Because 1966 will have to go down as the most horrible year in the history of Nigerian political system. That should be the most horrible year in the Nigerian political system. Because you know, in Nigeria, upon even have attention in 1966, you may not really understand him the most hated indigenous people in Nigeria. Maybe fully well, na kahadiocha. So because na this full video, Gordon.
Every time you see the northerners, the Wests, every part of Nigeria, you see them being against Igbo man for no reason at all. So today I'm going to discuss about what really led to that Biafran war that everybody is afraid of. When an Igbo man is mentioned, you quickly associate him with the Biafran war. Something made an Igbo man to demand secession. And today, sorry about the noise on the background. I'm sorry about that. So, in 1953, when this issue of independence started, when Nigeria really wanted to be independent, they would have gotten that earlier before Ghana and all the rest of them. They would have gotten that earlier. But the Hausas refused. The Hausa Fulanis, as they were fondly called those days. They said no. Why? Because they believe that Igbos are in every every spheres of life, every parastatal, every army, police, name them, all the companies, all the, everywhere to them were occupied by Igbos. Remember, we were one Nigeria then. We are one Nigeria. Somebody will say, are we not one Nigeria now? Your answer is as good as mine. Now, they said no, that they are not going to have independence. For what? That the independence will favor Igbos most because they are everywhere. And this agitation started. They started killing Igbos in the north. A whole lot. This went on for a very long time. At some point, they requested for what they call Araba. Araba means separation. Araba means division. Araba means secession. They demanded that they want to secede from Nigeria. They don't want to be part of Nigeria again. The Hausas I'm talking about. The Hausa Fulanis. That went on for a very long time. That it took the British intervention to calm them down. The British went there and told them, "Una dey craze? Why you not go say una want separate from the country where una supposed to rule?" Yeah, the British told them that and handed power over to them. They handed power over to them. That was how Tafawa Balewa became the Prime Minister and Zeke became the ceremonial president. All he does was handshake and all the rest of them. Tafawa Balewa was the one ruling. Yeah. So it was not the Igbos that demanded for separation. It was the Hausas that started it. They said they want to secede. They started the agitation, the Araba movement. They wanted to leave Nigeria by all means. But this guy told them to stay. And they stayed in Nigeria. That was why the independence of Nigeria was delayed from 1953 to 1960. So, during this period, they started buying Igbos everywhere. So it lingered for a very long time. A normal Igbo man, no problem. Ojukwu was begging them, you go back. A decision he regretted until when he died. He said had it been he knew, he wouldn't have advised Igbos to go back after the first massacre. They were loaded in a lorry and sent to the east. The first time, the second time, Igbos ran back to the east. I mean, before they declared Biafra, Ojukwu begged them to return when Jack promised him that everything is okay. I mean, before the war, they went back again, and many that went back never returned. It was not Ojukwu that declared Biafra. It was the Igbos at Ahira in Mbise. That's where they called Ojukwu and said, it is time for us to leave, since these people don't want us in Nigeria. I think it is time for us to leave. Ojukwu asked them 3 times, are you people sure of what you are requesting or what you are demanding? They said yes. And with that unison, they started the Nigerian Biafran war without anything, just machetes. Just machetes. They started because they were united. Very much united. From there, they started building their arms and ammunition, the Ojukwu buckets and all the rest of them. They started building their things. I'm saying all these things for the people that are 30s, 40s and all that don't really know much about why the Igbos struck. I say it again, it was not the Igbos that started the agitation to leave Nigeria. It was the Hausa and Fulanis with the Araba movement that they want to leave. Why? Because they believe that Igbos have occupied everywhere, that they don't really have much. In the army, in the police, commerce, industry, everywhere, teaching, everything, Igbos were there. So they felt very bad. And that was why we didn't get the independence earlier. It was delayed in 1960. I just want us to understand that. So for you to wake up one morning, if you are a northerner, if you are from the west, if you are from any part of Nigeria, and you start to hate Igbo man, I'm not surprised, because it did not start today. It was something that started years back, before, that gave birth to that Araba movement. And till today, they are still using the same template on Igbos. Unfortunately, Igbo people don't really know exactly what they are looking for after the war. I don't really want to talk much about the war. But why I'm bringing all these things to us is, now the election period is coming. From the interview P2B granted, you could see him saying that Nigeria need to unite. The war is over. Everything is over. It is time for us to reconcile. It is time for us to unite. It is not time for anybody to say, Igbo man did this, Igbo man did that. It was not the fault of an Igbo man. It was the hatred they developed against Igbo people. It is not something that they just wake up one morning and started. It was nurtured and carried out until today. They refuse to let go. I want to ask Hausa people now, who is losing now? 6% of Fulanis is leading 30% of Hausas. Yes, the whole northern region. The Hausa is 30%. Fulani is just 6%. You can check it out. But they are the ones in charge of the north today. Very soon they will capture Plateau State. Very soon. Very, very soon they will capture Plateau State. It is already 75%. They will capture it and they will install their emir there. And that settles it. Am I happy about it? No. But go and brought that on them, and he ran to Abuja and allow his people to be suffering. He cannot live in Plateau State. He cannot. Anyway, so if you are an Hausa man that still believe that Igbo man is your enemy, Igbo man is not your enemy. You started the whole thing, and now you are turning it around to make it look like an Igbo man is your enemy. An Igbo man is your nation builder. The earlier you realize that, the better for all of us. May God bless you.